Check out the arm, leg, arm. I'm not even into that. Chuck a spit verses and palm those niggas with rugged raps. Straight right at the chest, it's feeling like a heart attack. Your cardiac, jumping like I'm rocking where the party at. Call me body arty while I'm sliding through the party like earth, wind and fire before I snuff you out your party hat. I swear to Sean that Decepticon with the rugged raps. Jesus to you heathens, don't compare me to mouth breathers.
The rhyme's deeper, plug into my speakers, and if they don't like it, then they can breathe ether.
Get shook like a seizure whenever sad features turn into a creature that lurks in your speakers. Ruthless reaper, Brutus, Caesar. Force your mom to lick your blood off my sneakers. Gotta keep them pics clean, fresh to death. Raps Manson, Jones, Applewhite, Correct, see red when I face. That fake the method fam, old school, brand new, your crew, second hand.
I'm a nomad, where I go, I'm depending on no man. I go ham, on bikes I be flexing with no hands. See, I'm the type that be departing with no plans. So how you gonna relate when I move fast in a slow jam?
I'm a ghost scribe, chronicle the pen to the pad. I'm a nomad, travel between cracks in the land. A soul navigator, plot charter maps to the past. To traveling man, my footprints embedded in sand. The training may be rigid, stand correctly if you go in the distance. We at war and only a fool ignore the game conditions. Hypnotic subliminals change the way our baby's thinking. Or maybe I'm just being overprotective. Fill up the empty spaces, the only objective for Tetris. Flames touching the sky after the mob effect a necklace. A grown man who need breathing lessons. And the tragedy is a message. Spill a little water for the ancestors.
Yo, 4-finger ring, bling. Swords that I swing, kill hordes. Broads that I bring, sing chords. Lord of the ring, been sworn to be king in law. All to begin this war. So that is better when I'm strapped to the pole. Go to war with the shredder, killing rats in their hole. Flawless beretta, sting force, I'ma get ya. I'm the boss, nothing less than taking baths to your soul. Slap like Karate Kid, crane kick. Flex like a body did, relax like your body feel the same pitch. Black on your body, maybe purple, we can cling hit, react. Never sorry, live longer if you pay quick.
Yo, you don't even have to ask. You're all welcome to the master class as we hatch the past, present while we craft a path from a shared truth. And
greetings in the name of 50 years of hip hop, 1973 to 2023, on episode 99 of the masterclass. My name is Rashid K.
What up, Rashid? Episode 99. I go by the name of OG triple. You know what time it is? We're back at it. Like crack addicts for the 99th time. You know what I mean?
As always.
I heard someone say that the other day and I was like, oh shit, that doesn't sound like good coming from a young person. You know what I mean? Like, it was like a kid who said that to me and I was like, hi. You know, like...
99.
Back at it like a crack addict.
Oh, yeah.
That
he was saying it back to you.
Back to me, dog. And I'm like, oh shit. But yeah, we are, you know what it is, man. We just do this every single week. You know what the time it is, masterclass?
Yeah, you know, 1999 was so important because we were going to the year 2000. It was the end of the decade, the end of the century, the end of the millennium, you know.
I remember that. There was people, Y2K bug.
Yes, people who were born from 2000 going forth are not going to experience that.
True.
You know. Even a century, because I don't think we don't live up to 100 years anymore.
Some of us, most of us,
a
good 95% of us.
You know what I'm saying?
That's an interesting point to make, because that makes us who have experienced that generational, like in terms of we crossed into different generations.
Yeah, into different generations. So in terms of the decade, the century, and the millennia.
Then how do we identify then? Because, you know, like we can say millennials come from 2000 up, right? Mm-hmm. They'll never experience that crossing over into another millennium, right? Mm-hmm. We have. So how do we identify? Do we now identify as both millennial and as
no actually
Gen Z or Gen X? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yo. Slick.
It's the masterclass.
Gonna get fired, boy.
Playing your beats, man. Out shit. You ain't at your studio, cuz we work.
You know, it's crazy. It's crazy, and it's very interesting to see, to experience all that.
Yeah,
you know.
I enjoyed that, man. Year 99, I saw a crazy one. They're doing top 10 songs. No, best song for each year from the year 1990. And in 99, the song, I don't know if I agree. I don't know if you'll agree. But apparently the most popular song, that was the most popular song in 99 was Scott Storch and them, Still Dre, Snoop and Dre.
Yeah, because 2001 by Dr. Dre came out in 99.
Yeah.
You know, and it was a big album.
Huge,
huge album.
That's the one that it's a classic amongst, you know, the classics of the classics.
Yeah,
we're still waiting for some shit like that.
It was a big album.
Big album. Year 99. Crazy times. Yeah, we moved into a different time now.
Yeah, no.
You know what I mean? Happy to be here.
Happy to be here.
How's your hip hop week been?
My hip hop week was kind of fresh, man. You know.
Where did you go? Where were you at?
I chopped it up with Buddha tea.
Oh snap!
The Lord of
I almost forget.
Yeah.
I almost forgot that you were out there chopping it up.
Yeah. It was dope, man. It was
the Lord of.
Yeah, everything.
Word. How did that go down?
It was.
Did you drop some gems?
As always, man. You know, it was pretty awesome. You know.
What y'all talk about?
We spoke about everything, SA hip hop, everything hip hop. You know, and I was just schooling as usual. You know.
Word.
So he brought French fry. You know. So.
Oh, I see French.
Yeah. To ask some questions. He might have
word.
So
don't you like? Did he bombard you with that though? You know what I mean? You know, did he tell you that I'm bringing a journalist, a hip hop journalist, you know, French fry to come ask you whatever questions he has because now you know definitely certain things you're going to discuss.
Yeah.
If they bring in someone else to come interview you with Buddha T, we're gonna talk, you know, back to the city. We're gonna talk awards. We're gonna talk
everything.
Where all this shit started.
Yeah. But it was. They didn't bombard me, but it was the other way around.
What do you mean? You bombarded them?
Yeah, but
how you gonna bombard the Lord of everything?
With the knowledge. I like the fact. No. I like the fact that they didn't come to argue or to debate.
Yeah.
They didn't pretend to know. They were open.
Yeah.
You know.
Getting some knowledge.
Yeah, they were open
to the Book of Rashid.
They wanted to know things, and I delivered.
That's dope, son.
Yeah.
As long as you enjoyed yourself, none of those anything controversial. Did you say some dumb shit?
Nah, I never did.
I'm sure you did. You let one lose, huh?
Nah, I never did.
Nobody's gonna be tweeting about you.
Sometimes the truth can be perceived as controversial. Depends how you take it.
All I'm asking, are the bloggers gonna be writing about the masterclass?
The bloggers have like the content for days.
Really?
You know, you
got some gems in there.
You can have like every 3 minutes you can have a clip there.
That's dope,
you can
man.
have something to write about.
That's dope, and I'm hoping we promoted the students.
Yeah. No, they actually asked me about the masterclass.
For real?
Yeah, you have your own podcast. Tell us about it. So he gave me a platform to.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Shout out to Puda, man.
Yeah.
We see you, though. I'll be watching some of his stuff. If he has the right people on there, and people feel free to open up to him. So
yeah, he's cool. He's very welcoming.
Yeah. He's not one of those rappers that you spoke about in your song.
Nah, never.
One of those rappers that rappers turn podcasters.
You know, so I like
just like you, Rashid.
Nah, never did.
Y'all have that in common.
So I like the fact that he's different. I check the sobering as well. The sobering, the masterclass, and chopping it up. 3 hip hop podcasts.
Strictly hip hop.
Yeah, that are leading strictly hip hop. But they're all different.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they all don't do the same things, man.
They all
like we always say.
It shows that everybody has a slice in this cake.
Of course.
Yeah.
Like we'll go to interviews and be on other podcasts where they're interviewing, but we're not going to be doing interviews at all.
Yeah.
You know? If we do, it's going to be too much. We need to.
I even mentioned that the reason why we're not doing interviews.
Oh, they asked you about that too?
Me, yeah.
That's dope. Looks like you had fun with the pool.
No, it was proper.
Nah, that's sick. That's sick. What else happened? New music? Anyone dropped that you liked? I did see. Shout out to King Sweet Kid. He dropped the Daideng. That song seems like it's gonna move with Touchline.
You
know, early on we were talking about Touchline giving us a slap now. That would be nice to see, you know?
Yeah.
The sentimental music. We get it. But now we want that number one hit.
Because when we review, it's not coming from a bad place.
Did you see what KO said about coming back from that side? From the BETs? Just based off last week's conversation.
No, I didn't.
He spoke about how it was just like, it's a dope opportunity just to be nominated, Basically what you were saying.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Ash, I don't like that attitude, like that.
Yeah, but that's what I said. I said.
Another
thing. Scandal Republic 3 is platinum.
I saw that. Shout out to KO
platinum.
for that.
Shout out, yeah.
Big time. Just before we went to the BET.
Yeah.
So I'm saying you should have won that shit, dog.
It was presented with a
And also we made a mistake. It wasn't won by Burna Boy. It was won by Libyanka. That I've been drinking water song.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she
on
won.
which category? Like best international?
Yeah, it wasn't.
Which one, Burna Boy? Which one?
I think the year before. There was one he took when he had his moms out there as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but he didn't win last week's one, and we said he won it.
Yeah.
That was a correction. Shout out to the students for correcting that one.
Yeah.
Well, for me, it's been a dope hip hop week. Been attending a couple of events where it's just strictly hip hop. Big shout out to the homies out at Zen, DJ Zandy and P Cutter. They have some event there that's strictly hip hop. They play music from 2000 to 2010 only. So the crowd there, you can imagine what kind of people are out there. It's like, you know, our kind of people. Yeah,
I'll check that out.
A couple of the young boys pull up as well, you know, that are still in tune with that kind of sound. But it's really cool to see just hip hop the whole night.
Yeah.
You know, so big shout out to that gig. I went to that. Check that out. It was really nice. So if you're going to be around Santin, please check out the homie. He's been saying that I need to help him push that motherfucker. So I got you, dog. I got you. Yeah, but outside of that, nothing much.
So last weekend, it was Durban July weekend and Cotton Fest. Elvovo pulled out or was removed from after that whole internet situation.
I remember that, yeah.
Yeah, trolling and bullying. Do you think it was the right thing to do?
For him to pull out?
If he did, or he was removed. I don't know how.
That's the thing, though. I think we need to know that because there's a difference if he pulled out, or if they were like, nah, dog, we gotta let you go.
Do you think it was a result of all that negativity that came from the socials?
My nigga, of course, dog. Like, you can't run away from the fact that Elvovo.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Those who know Elvovo, and they fuck with him. But like for that crowd, I don't know if you saw the Cotton Fest lineup.
I did.
It's a lot of young dudes, especially like they representing Durban quite a lot, which is nice to see. You know?
They have it's not just that, they have a lot of old Durban cats. You know, you had
that's what you gotta do, though.
You had Tira, you had Durban's Finest, you had Tizozo, you have people who are on the same category or level as Elvovo. But why was he targeted specifically?
I think we've touched on this on another episode,
yeah.
Right? The fact that if you're gonna go do Cotton Fest in Durban, there's one nigga that we all know you gotta speak to, right? Because it's that check-in. Like you're coming to Durban, you have to check in with like an Afro or a Tira or whoever.
Yeah,
then you have to check in with.
It's like.
So he's gonna be like, all right, cool.
It's like there's a list of people
that you gotta talk to.
When you do an event in Durban,
you gotta holler at those niggas.
You're supposed to include them on the lineup.
Let me tell you something. You're not doing a gig in Durban without these niggas knowing about it and think you're gonna pop. It happened with, I think, was it Mega or someone? Someone went to Durban, tried to do an event, and Tira did
Casper, the fill up, yeah.
And then Tira did Rock the Girls or whatever. What's that thing that they do? Durban Rocks, Durban Rocks, whatever. You know what I mean? Same day, and it popped at the stadium, which is like a bigger venue than what Homie had booked for. Oh no, Homie had the stadium, but Tira was trying to get all the people away. But what I'm saying is, you have to do the check-in, and for Cotton Fest, the check-in was Elvovo, dog. That was the prize.
Shit.
The prize was, I mean, who they gonna get? Who they gonna get?
It's nice to be in Joburg, man. It's nice to be from Joburg. Everybody can do whatever.
Nah, I don't know about that either, man. Even here, there's like a lot of
there's no one to report. There's no one to report to.
There's a lot of people you gotta check in with.
Never that.
What do you mean?
Never that. we don't have like the terrace situation in Joburg where if you can't do an event without this guy, there's no such thing.
Nah, we got some big bosses.
Nah, we don't.
You know this as well.
I know. I've been doing Back to the City for years, bro.
Even that.
There's no such a thing as you need to report to someone to do an event. There's no such a thing in Joburg.
I don't believe that one.
There's no
if
such
I came from Cape Town and I'm gonna do, the return to the city.
What?
I gotta speak to you and Oz and everybody.
No, you don't have to.
I gotta check in.
No, you don't have to.
Niggas, I'm doing what you guys are doing.
Listen, you can do what we do. A lot of people have been cloning Back to the City. You don't have to call it Back to the City. You can call it whatever, You can call it whatever and do it. You can even do it in the same.
I know exactly what you're about.
Yeah. No.
Whatever. When you say whatever, I know exactly which event you're talking about.
Listen. You can even do it at the same venue. We've had such situations before where people are doing their festivals at Mary Fitzgerald Square. We don't own it. We have our own market and audience.
You're capping, my dog. I don't believe you.
There's no.
I do not believe
It's never happened.
That happens, I think, in almost every city, bro. Like, there's people that you have to speak to.
Not
especially
Durban.
If you're doing the same.
Durban is special when it comes to people who are running the city. We don't have anyone running Joburg. At some point, At some point,
you're gonna get niggas from outside of Jersey thinking that you can just come here and do your own thing.
You can. You can.
There's a lot of people.
There's proper channel.
Give the truth.
No. The truth is, you go to a specific office to book the venue, and then you book the sound, and then you go to Compute Tickets. You book the artist. You got the event. Who's gonna stop you?
From what I know, my nigga.
No, there's no.
You can do all of that, but you gotta at least let niggas know. That's what I'm saying.
Which niggas?
The niggas that are
nobody.
No,
in Joburg, it doesn't happen. I'm telling you, at some point, we had like 4 big events. We had Major League Gardens, we had Pop Bottles, we had Back to the City, we had Cotton Fest. All these events taking place in Joburg. Nobody was messing with.
That's a good example, right?
Nobody was
for Cotton Fest, for Ricky, shout out to R.I.P. Ricky, shout out to Ricky. For him to get that movement going, there's no ways he didn't have a conversation with Osmek.
No. No, he didn't.
Not that kind. I'm not saying like, yo.
No, he didn't.
What I'm saying is like, yo, as a hook man who's doing this already, I'm trying to do this 1, 2, 3. And I'm sure Oz gave him some dope advice, some expensive advice.
Yes. Advice is not gatekeeping.
But you gotta still talk to the boy.
No, advice is not. They come all the time. Like,
no one does. Yeah.
No, listen. Sometimes they use our team to say, yo, we need a stage manager. We need this and that. And we
give them.
We give them.
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm talking about. It's the same thing.
It's
the same thing with the Volvo case.
No, it's not.
You come to Theater, you're like, yo, my nigga, I'm doing Cotton Fest in Durban. And it's like, all right, instead of giving you sound, take El Volvo.
No. In Durban, you don't get this. You don't get it. In Durban, you have people who are running with the municipality.
Sharp. Which is also same here.
No. You don't have someone who can go to the city of Joburg and say, no, don't give Back to the City this, don't give. In Durban, you have such people who say, no, you can't have people from other town doing this and that without us. You have those politics. We don't have that.
Allegedly.
Yeah?
Allegedly.
I didn't say names, but there are such people in Durban. You know what I'm saying? But in Joburg, it's for everyone. Joburg is for everyone. That's why everyone can run to Joburg and to hustle and be successful. A lot of successful people here are not from Joburg.
Let me tell you something. These kids.
You can't go to Durban and do what they do and be successful.
Yes, because there'll be some chains around this.
Yes.
Now look at how Joburg is different, right? These kids, they do street fest and shit around Pram.
Yeah.
And I've been to a couple of the events. All they need is a word from Rashid or Oz about how to make this shit big.
How to.
But until they check in, It's just not gonna pop until I'm telling you right now.
Advice.
You have to.
You're talking about advice. That's a different story. We do workshops teaching kids all the time how to do this. Where now you're talking gatekeeping to say no, you can't do. If there was such a thing, they wouldn't be doing that.
No, exactly. That's what I'm saying to you.
But they are doing it.
But I'm not saying that the homies are gatekeep. All I'm saying is that wherever you go, you have to get advice from the guys who are already doing it.
Advice is not.
You gotta speak to them. You have to get in contact with the dopest guys in that hood.
Advice is not the same thing that we're talking about in Durban.
Are you talking about gatekeeping in Durban?
I'm talking about people who are running the city. Hey, you will never do this without involving this one. In Joburg, you're talking advice, that's something different.
Nah, I still feel like that happens in Joburg.
Nah, it doesn't.
It's fine, let's move.
It's never happened.
You don't know.
I know.
Nah,
I know, nigga. I know, nigga.
You don't, son. You don't. All I know is that whenever someone wants to do something big in terms of the hip house, even R.I.P. Dimples, I'm sure when you were doing Pop Bottles, they had a dope conversation where you had to check in with the guys who are already doing the big events. When I call it a check-in, I don't mean like, oh yeah, like please help me, let me please do this thing. No, what I'm saying is you come and you speak to the people who are already doing gigs in that city for you to have a dope gig yourself. Otherwise, you're almost blackballing yourself if you just rock up and do your own thing.
Nah, there's no such. You can go for advice asking which sound is cheap, which stage company is cheap, which security company is cheap. Not for permission. You don't ask for permission to do things.
I'm not saying permission. You're talking about...
I'm saying in Durban you need permission.
Yes. I don't know.
Yeah, here you don't need permission.
I don't know.
I'm telling you.
All I know is that
Back to the City started in 2007. There was nothing happening. In 2008, Pop Bottles started, you know, and there was other events as well, like Street Cred. Everyone was doing, like, it was a free trade situation. It was not like, hey, we need to go to so-and-so. Nah, it doesn't happen here.
Nah, big shout out though. I always feel like if you're going to come here and do some hip-hop shit, please speak to the OGs. You know what I mean? Go see the homies. They'll make your event really dope. Anywhere you go.
Come for the advice, not for permission.
It's almost the same, you know what I mean?
For advice.
It's almost like... and to put it bluntly, it's almost like you're going to suck some dick so that they can let you do your events. And
never that. You're gonna get people. If you're
joking.
Out of town, you're gonna get people who are gonna rip you off. But if you consult, we'll tell you, go to that guy. Your event is gonna be successful. You're gonna get like at a lower price.
I feel you. I can't believe the fact that El Vovo got us speaking about all that shit. That's crazy.
But it's necessary.
It's a dope conversation to have. It's a dope conversation to have because there's gonna be many more times where, you know, there's people on certain lineups that you feel shouldn't be on those lineups.
Yeah.
Even when Cotton Fest started here, it was just strictly hip hop, right? And then the year after that, now there's piano. There's like the whole culture's involved. There's some deep house. There's some coffee can play there.
Yeah.
And you know, Eminem can perform there. You know what I mean? Like. It's one of those events now. But I guess it's growth too. So
it's just urban culture. Everything that's happening in the
black.
urban. Yeah.
It's this black culture. Word, man. I think we should we get into class or
let's
something else
go.
that just pissed you off?
No, I'm good. Let's go into the class.
Let's hit the master class. That's what the power there, Trippy Trip.
Trippy's also busy producing and rapping there.
Dog, everybody in the crew's fire with it apparently.
yeah.
I didn't even know you said Tommy can rap. That's crazy.
For days, nigga, for days.
That's crazy. What? One mic winner?
Yeah, finalist, nigga.
Yeah. He knows what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. What's on your mind this week?
Yeah. What are we talking about this week?
What are you thinking?
I'm thinking about shock jocking.
Yeah.
Shock. It's been going around, but nobody has addressed it, like shock jocks and stuff.
What is a shock jock?
Is to say some controversial shit or these people for clout, to get attention.
But is that the only definition of a shock jock?
No. It could be like anything that's shocking. You know,
but I want you to break it down properly because there's people that don't even know what a jock is. Shock jocks are people that have the ability to do what, like us, in a sense.
No.
People that have a public platform.
No. A shock jock.
DJ.
No. It could be a broadcaster, a podcaster, a radio DJ, a presenter.
Anything, anyone who has a platform that you can speak out.
Yeah, but what you speak about, especially negativity and
You're shocking people. It's always about
for example, the good example would be Slick Talk. Slick Talk is a perfect example of a shock jock, you know, because he doesn't come out to congratulate and talk about nice things. He only comes out to shock you, to say, yeah, that's trash. You're
also,
simp.
No, I'll yes.
You know what I'm saying? So I see
back of the class sitting, doorknob licking.
Yeah, I see a lot of podcasters. For them to get numbers, they do that. They do that. Yeah, you gotta shock people, and it works. They get the numbers for negativity. You know, sex sells, negativity sells. You know, they get that. But is it the right way to go about it?
I'm gonna take a very liberal stance on it. Mm-hmm. I'll never tell people what to put out as content that will get them whatever they need to get. But
that's
when we
not,
talk,
that's not what we try to. Yeah.
Sharp. But when we're talking about shock jock, I have to take it back to the times when I think it stems mainly from TV and radio.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Where you have radio DJs who get on the mic and will say "msuneri."
Yeah.
You know, it's not to shock people, but it just happens because it's in the nature of that person. So when you have someone, for example, someone like a Mac G, he's been described as a shock jock by Charlemagne said that shit. You know what I mean? I think Joe Biden even insinuated some shit like that.
Yeah.
About Untwana. And that's
probably from one episode.
That's what I'm saying. So when they watch that and they see it from that side and they watch one episode of it, they assume Nguti, and they go read about him with got fired from here, fired from here, fired from here. I know some of the stuff that he's done on the radio.
Yeah.
Right? That is, it's like no one would ever do that. But for him, I think it's just a natural thing. But for the average listener, it makes you seem like you're a shock jock.
Yeah.
I'm told what you do on this podcast, what we come here and do is just come here and swear at niggas and tell them shit. That would be us shocking everyone.
I don't think Mac G is a shock jock. I think he has no limit and no filters. He says what's on his mind.
It's him.
Whether it's good or bad.
It has nothing to do with shocking people.
But there are people who
do it intentionally.
To say, I want to piss this one off.
That's the difference between niggas like that.
We have niggas like that on Twitter as well, who always attack people and say all the negative things, but they never praise people when they're doing good.
Yeah, I guess. But like, you know, when you put it on Twitter and stuff, now it becomes something else, because now it's not just about being the jock, because jock would insinuate that you have that platform.
Yeah.
So on Twitter, anyone can be a shock jock on Twitter. I can go on now and tweet some shocking shit, but it's not how I'm going to present it out here when I get onto the podcast.
Yeah.
I'll find smarter ways to say that the song is trash. You know what I mean? But for a shock jock, it'll be just like, trash, that's a 2-pack of ass, throw that shit in the garbage.
People can say, you know what I mean? I think it comes from mainly the music. Have you seen when artists drop dope music and they get no attention, and then they drop a diss track and everybody's paying attention? Because people love negativity.
I get that. And I mean, like, if it's gonna push, let it, like you're saying, sex sells, violence sells, you know what I mean? Those are the things that people try and use as the shock value. Sometimes, I think in this day and age, you'd rather watch, like we said the one time, a video that says don't watch. Or like, are you sure you want to watch this video?
Yeah.
You'd rather watch that than a video that just pulls up on your shit. You'll skip through the one that pulls up, and then you'll go to the one that says, are you sure?
Oh, with the hidden content. You're going to press show.
I think that's, how do you see it, right? When someone like, is it Janelle Monáe?
Yeah, Janelle Monáe.
Janelle. Would you say that's also like shock value, shock jocking in a sense, when she pulls her titties out to promote an album where she has her titties out?
I think it's a stunt. It's a stunt, you know. You're gonna see the boobs. Next thing you see, oh, she has a new song and a new video.
It's exactly what happened.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. You know, I even watched her music video from that.
Me too. Of course, I watched that shit.
So yeah, so it worked, and the number one podcast in the world is
Joe Rogan?
No, hip hop podcast.
Oh.
Who's that nigga?
Joe Biden?
Not Joe Biden.
Ooh.
Not Drink Champs.
Them rap radar niggas.
That nigga who always talks shit.
Who talks shit?
What's his name again? Not Charlemagne.
Nah, they got brilliant idiots. That gets mad numbers too, but it's not. Who is it though?
That nigga who was with Joe Biden on the previous Everyday Struggle.
Academics.
Academics is a shock jock.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
You calling Ak a shock jock?
He is. He always talks shit. He always talks shit.
But do you think? Because now because we're trying to break down shock jock, right? And we're saying a shock jock is not someone who is like that naturally, right?
Mm-hmm.
A shock jock is someone who intentionally. But now I feel like academics is not about his intentions. I just think he's naturally like that. Because he's on Twitch every night sipping Hennessy, getting drunk, talking shit.
Yeah, talking shit.
Every night. And then he has the podcast.
But
so you expect him not to talk the shit that he talks.
But that pushes the numbers. I saw...
but that's who he naturally is.
I saw someone saying he does this shit intentionally and he's paid by record labels. I don't know how true that is. And then they said...
I don't know about that.
When someone is about to drop an album, if he doesn't like you, he's not going to talk about it.
Of course not.
Because he's giving you clout. But afterwards, he's gonna talk about your numbers, your first week numbers, and laughing at them, making a joke of your numbers.
But you guys, y'all are hating on Act Dog.
I'm not hating.
Like I've seen like when he posts people's numbers, he doesn't say only 35K in the first. Like he'll just post normally like 35K.
Yeah,
this album made 114K.
But
you know what I mean?
But he knows that okay, these numbers are laughable. You know, he will talk about.
I don't think he does it intentionally.
He will talk about Drake and projections.
If it was intentional, then why would he? If it was intentional, he'd only post the bad numbers. But he posts everybody's numbers.
Yes, to show.
That doesn't. It's not like I'm hating on you.
Yeah, if you're posting my numbers only, nobody's gonna see that they're bad. But if you see that there's other numbers that are like 10 times higher.
That's not my fault. That's not my fault.
You see what I mean?
Nah, yo, I just feel like Ak is almost the same as like a Mac G, where naturally these guys are like that. So when they get on their platforms and talk shit, that's not shock jocking. That's just who they are.
I don't mind that. It's the intentional one that I don't like.
Would you consider yourself as a shock jock?
Never.
Why not?
Because me, I'm a teacher. I'm a lecturer. I'm a tutor. I'm an educator.
Encyclopedia.
You can.
Hey, how you rapping on the show? Hey yo, say they know pizza shit, dog.
You can watch from episode 1. There's nothing shocking about the masterclass.
Yeah, I guess there's been times when we've said some shocking things, but I don't think it was it was just who we naturally is.
And it was not intentional.
We don't come out here to be like, yo, fuck y'all niggas.
Yeah, today we're gonna trash talk this nigga. No, we don't do that.
Nah. If anything, we shy away from.
Yeah.
We speak truth. Can truth be misconstrued as shock jocking? Like if I'm telling the truth, if I'm like, yo, I don't like big girls. But I say, oh, let me put it this way. Let me be blunt. This is our podcast. I don't like fat bitches. I don't like fat girls. And I say that, am I saying it for shock value or naturally value? I don't like fat girls.
That's the truth. You know what they say, truth hurts. Fat girls are not going to like that and they're not going to like you. And you wouldn't care because you don't like them either.
I don't like the fat bitches.
So you've reached a situation where you guys don't like each other.
But I'm not saying that to shock people.
Yeah, you're not
I'm saying that in the sense that you're like, yo, Rashid or OG, you're single now, here's a girl. But I'm like, yo, nah, she's too fat.
Yeah, there are things that are shocking unintentionally, you know. I also do that. Like,
you gotta watch your mouth is what you're saying.
Yeah, you hear people saying, oh, Rashid, I didn't expect that from you. we're like, oh, so people look at me a certain way. So that's why
Public perception.
Yeah, that's why when you're in a public platform, you need to think before you say things.
Yeah.
You know, you can say you don't like fat girls, and you discover that 30% of our viewers are fat girls.
Facts.
So you need to say things that are responsible if you have a platform.
I get it. But it's not intentionally to shock jock.
Yeah, it's not. No.
Your final thoughts on shock jocking? Do you promote? Do you advocate for? Or do you not give a fuck?
I like freedom of speech.
Yeah.
You know, like, remember what Idi Amin said, the former president of Uganda. He said, you can have your freedom of speech, but I'm not guaranteeing you your freedom after your speech.
That's heavy.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to do whatever I need to. You're the repercussions of your...
You have to deal with it. You have to deal with it
Of what
afterwards.
you say.
Yeah.
It's exactly what you're saying. I love fat bitches.
Don't call women
Let's
bitches.
get out of here.
Don't call women bitches.
I don't. Love them all equally.
Alright, thank you.
Please.
Those were OG's views. They have nothing to do with the
Nah, there's a
Masterclass
disclaimer in here, dog. Didn't you read that shit before you came on? You should know that we're out here.
Yeah, we're out here. We're out
Alright,
here.
that's
man.
it, man. Hit us up in the comments. Let us know what you feel about that shock jock living. Yeah, we're gonna shock jock for the rest of our lives if we have to.
Yeah.
For the numbers, son. We don't care about that, dog.
Yeah.
Like, the numbers will come whether, you know, you're shocking people or not. If you just have dope content, I feel like eventually it'll pick up.
Yeah.
You know? So let's get into the free period.
Let's get to the free period.
Food for thought. We're doing
EmDeeYou.
EmDeeYou.
Is
Yeah.
from Durban. Nice cat. Nice with punchlines. He's got nice gassy rap going there. He was on the lineup for Cotton Fest in Durban.
Yeah.
Durban July weekend. He's really nice. I first met him at one of Zakwe's events, Hood versus Hood.
Yeah.
He was nice with it. Like, he won clean.
Yeah.
You know, he
Yeah.
even became man of the match. I don't know how many times now. You know, because when they do the whole competition, they choose like one rapper who stood out
Okay.
and call him the man of the match.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
From all different hoods.
Yeah, from all different hoods.
So they take one nigga from the whole day.
Yeah,
and they be
from
like,
the
yo,
whole that day
you
they'll do
killed
it.
everybody.
Yeah, you killed everybody.
Nah, I bumped some of his stuff, you know. From what you're saying, I couldn't tell that like he was heavy like that in terms of like being a battle cat, because there's battles there.
No, it's not battles. It's
What
just
is it?
performance.
Oh,
Yeah,
so you
competing
do a
with
song.
tracks. Yeah.
Alright, then I get why he'd win that shit.
Yeah.
Does have a couple of nice songs. Big shout out to him. I'm sure it's Umtu.
Yeah.
EmDeeYou.
But it's like
But it's spelled, yeah. Spelled.
Yeah, it's spelled it nice. DEEYOU.
Big shout out to him, man. Would love to see him come up this side.
Yeah, he must
See
come
who
to
can spy
Joburg
us, man.
and
Also spy Nanjam.
rock the crowd this side.
Come
rock
through
the
and
crowd.
work, cause as you heard Rashid saying, doggy, like you can come here and do whatever.
Yeah.
You can come here and be a superstar, which is facts.
Yeah, because
You can.
because
Everybody
on the-
has. Who was born here?
Even on the Masterclass Hip Hop Sundays in August, we're gonna have OB Magic from Durban on the lineup. You know, so
Yeah,
we don't have none of that.
Now OB always comes through for
Yeah. You know,
even back to the city.
even back to the city, he was there 10K challenge.
Nah, niggas move around. There's guys from Mpumalanga as well. Shout out to them that come through. So
You know
it'd be
what I mean?
nice to see the homie EmDeeYou pull up here and see what you can do out here, man. Josie's open. I know Durban is doing their own thing.
Yeah.
It's really cool to see that Cotton Fest is there and he was on the lineup and he did his thing, you know? Really happy about that. So big shout out to you, dog, on the free period, yeah?
Shout out, EmDeeYou.
Producers. We're doing the homie Sosh Plata
Sosh
Joe.
Plata Joe.
Okay. Didn't know he was a producer.
He produced that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I don't know why he never told me this either.
You know.
Because I spoke to him, he never told me that, yo, I also made the beat, I also produced the song.
Yeah. The remix there with 25K. Loatinover.
He did that too.
Yeah.
I heard that with his upcoming project, because he's working on a project right now, he's giving us a lot of music. Like, he's dropped a couple of nice tunes.
He shouldn't sleep on that hype that he,
And
the
he's
wave
working,
he has right now.
He's working with some of those nice, dope kids from PTA, Bo Muchin.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, a lot of those light dickies that he's working with right now. That nigga on F4 Plake. Those are all the songs that he's worked on, that he's produced. That I found out now that I had to go check him out like that. But I didn't see him as a producer, you know? I have high hopes for him.
Yeah.
But I hope he doesn't become like a one hit or one album wonder, you know what I mean? Like, it's really easy to fall into that pocket.
I think it's cool. And for the fact that he's a producer, he knows exactly what he wants.
But is it what we want? That's the question.
He already gave us what we
gave
want.
us one.
And yes,
and
we
one
didn't,
is harder than two.
And the good thing is
we
didn't even know that that's what we wanted until it dropped.
Yeah.
You know. So I have faith in Loatinover.
Nah, big time. Big time. I mean, I advocate for that homie dog. Especially if you can give us a song like that, then you must have more in your bag.
Yeah, for sure.
You have to, doggy. Like, it would be so sad.
For sure he didn't believe it. Like, this song, it's not even my best.
Yeah.
You know,
sure,
it always happens
like
that
shit.
Yeah,
it's fact. The one that's gonna pop is never the one you dig.
Yeah, it's the one
it's the one we dig. We like that shit. Son.
You know what I mean? Shout out to Loatinover. We see you, dog.
Well, let's review an album real quick and get out of here.
Let's review an album.
I feel like we danced out today. Been a lot happening in hip hop, man.
Yeah, yeah.
It's dope to see, man. All the homies is working. I'm happy with that, G. Like, the homies were complaining that we didn't review Touch's freestyle mixtape. And I'm like, we didn't have to review that one.
To to rate it.
Yeah, to rate it. Like, we reviewed it, but
we reviewed it. We didn't rate it.
Give it a 9 or a 10 or whatever. It's like, yo, could have done that shit years ago.
Yeah, we could have imagine now you have to rate someone raping on Drake's beat.
Dog, and the issue is we had to do that because I feel like no one had dropped.
Yeah, yeah.
No one on the serious, almost commercial but underground, but in between, doing my thing, first album kind of vibe, you know? So today we're gonna check out the homie
Bravo Roux.
Bravo Roux. Hey man, known him for a while.
It's called Igazi Inyembezi Nombilo.
Why you say
I don't know what Mbilo is, but I know Igazi is blood, Nyembezi is tears. I don't know Mbilo. But
you seen the album, the artwork, right? That's what the album name is.
What?
Nekazi.
Yeah, and tears, and Mbilo. Where's Mbilo?
Sure. I'm assuming it's probably the white hair.
Ah, you lying. You lying.
And the white hair is definitely
Yo, he does not tell us what Mbilo is.
It's his hair, right?
No.
It's gotta be.
It's probably the neck piece that is wearing.
Look at us not knowing nothing about our own black culture.
No, but we know Igazi and Inyembezi, so it's 2 out of 3. Plus, it's not our language. It's not our language.
We're supposed to know all of it, especially if Bravo's trying. Maybe he's teaching us.
Yeah.
Now we'll know.
It's a good thing. Hit us up on the comments. Tell us what Mbilo is. The album.
I'm gonna have him on my show soon, so.
Okay.
Nakona, he'll explain it properly.
15 tracks. 15 tracks.
I wanted to start with that, really, from my side.
Yeah.
First of all, I want to say I am super proud of Bravo for dropping an album like this. After the EPs and the tapes that he's done and the features and shit.
Yeah.
This is a full body of work.
It is.
Usually I complain about 15 songs being too long. And when I saw the album, I was like, 15. Especially when the album starts. Now I'm like, oh shit. If he's doing this the whole album, I'm going to be bored as a motherfucker by the time I get to track 7.
Oh, right? Yeah. But the first 4 tracks, he was doing that grief shit.
Yeah, I'm told I thought.
Touchline.
I don't say that.
But he did that, the first
I didn't mind
4
it. You know what I mean? The intro is dope.
Yeah, dope.
He raps halfway through the intro, which is nice to hear.
And then Kosi Sigelela,
which was dope.
Where you put cool. Mega and Talking there, Mega and Ricky.
The homage to all the homies.
Yeah. That was nice.
I like that, but he wasn't really on that song per se. But track 3 is also on that mellow, I'm giving you a bit more of my story. Listen to me. That's what he's saying in the beginning of this album. So I was like, shit, if he's going to make me listen to him like this the whole way, I might get bored because it's now when I'm on track 4, I'm like, shit, this is an album I need to listen to when I'm on a long drive. But then he starts to switch it up.
From track 5. Then I started the first 4 tracks, they need you to listen.
You have to
Yeah,
pump.
they need you to listen.
You have to pump him.
And then track 5, that was
Starts
nice.
turning it up nicely.
Yeah.
And I think track 7
And
is
then
the big one, no?
with his Java,
Yeah.
it's been out
That's
as a
the big one.
single.
What track number is that?
Number
6, 7, no?
Number 6 with Java. Umdu.
The next song after that is also fire. Really nice.
You know.
Then towards the end, right?
Mm-hmm.
When I just when I felt like, okay, he switched it up for me a bit. Now he started to give me some of that little bit of Spiza. Even though he sang a lot in this album, he sang a lot.
Yeah.
He sang in this shit.
Mm-hmm.
But he started to give me a little Spiza, a little, you know, Cape Town. And then towards the end, he gives some old school feel.
And then it gave
Like
us that
vibe.
Makwenkwe track with I Find It, that Xhosa
That
traditional.
was one of my favorite songs on the
Xhosa
album.
traditional.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's what you gotta do on your debut album. As a Xhosa rapper, you have to say some shit about I Find It. You have to. And he just speaks highly of the homie, though, you know what I mean? Which is really nice to see as well. I enjoyed this album. I didn't think I would from the first couple of songs. I thought shit's gonna be long. But it goes crazy. It goes crazy towards the middle and at the end. That Youngster CPT song is fire. I think
Which one is this one?
I like that shit for some reason.
That's nice.
I fucked with that.
Yeah.
I like Youngster's verse on that too. That's a really nice verse from Youngster. Big shout out.
You know,
There's
that's
a bar.
It's a solid album actually.
There's a bar that got me. There's a reference. I think it's track 1 or 2 where he speaks that Makai and Tini line. Thug. I like that bar. I Poland like Makai and Tini. I know. Respect. I'll give it an 8 out of 10.
I'm giving it an 8 out of 10.
That's it, man. Big shout out to Bravo. Go check it out.
Bravo
Bathi
Leroux.
Kazi,
Inyembezi. Ne what?
Hey, yo, this shit's only been out 2 weeks. So give us a break. Give us a break. But yeah,
Nombilo, yeah.
I've sat down with it a lot.
Yeah. I played it more than twice.
One time, man. Big shout out to you, students. We'll see y'all niggas next week.
With episode 100.
Drop your music on for the free period. Give us your YouTube link. And we'll see y'all. Episode 1 Tipa.
Yeah.
Crazy. And that's a nice one. Out at gonna be out at Urban Zulu for that one.
Urban Zulu.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Shout out to El Nino, Cape Town homie.
Yeah, we're gonna see y'all next week. We'll be out there, episode 100.
We out.
Word!
Yo, you don't even have to ask. You're all welcome to the master class as we hatch the past present while we craft a path from a shared truth.